So here we have a forequarter of beef. This is the obviously forequarter of the hind quarter, which is pro. Now what we're going to do is we're going to leave the ribeye on the bone. We're going to age that. We're going to take the bowl roast off, the pod roast, the brisket off, and the chuck. We're going to leave the Scotch fillet or ribeye on the bone. So when you're marking it up, come up to just under your fourth rib, plunge your knife through, so you can clearly see the knife on the other side. That's my marking point. That's the height that I want to go. That gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ribs on my standing rib roast, which is a nice number. If I get down under the third one, it gets too much like chuck steak. So that's why I mark it just under the fourth rib. Again, holding the knife parallel to the top, I cut through it. A nice clean cut all the way through. When I cut the saw, I don't want to chew it with that. So again, I take the saw. Now when you're using a saw, let the saw just cut it. It's not turning quickly outside pressure. That's how hard. So again, now what I have here, I've broken the scapula bone. But I've got the empty tissue underneath. I'm seeing red, so I want to cut through until I open that seam. Behind there, you can see that seam opening. Just open that up a little bit, so you can see the seam opening up, and it just falls away. Now this is the part where you don't have to really cut. You just pull. Again, I've got the knife in the cutting position. I start at the beginning, and I cut. Leaving just a handle at the top here, so when I drop that off, I can grab it. Up a bit higher. Okay. Bowl of roast or your banjo. That's what we have here is the brisket left on. So we're leaving the ribs, so we can take this part off. You see that red seam down there? That can be your beef ribs, that window through there. So what I do is I don't like to leave all this fat on the chuck. I follow that seam up underneath the rib cage and come out. You can see under there, that's a nice clean chuck. I haven't got all the rubbish left on the chuck today. I'm going to trim this brisket out for bits and sausage, so I want all the trimming as much as I can on the brisket. Start at the top there, come down, nice and square, and mark. Now starting at the top, get the hook through so you've got something to grip onto. So at the top, knife in, I lay the knife down around the ribs and out. On the rib, lay it around and out. So what you've got now, you've got the bones stripped off the meat and brisket. From there, knife on the hard edge of the brisket bone, come down. So you've got a nice shape on the outside of that. Now taking the chuck off, we take it straight under those ribs. Knife, and then follow that through with that cut. Now, we need to clean the inside off on the bone. Now there's two ways you can do it. You take the chuck off and bone it out on the bench, or you can bone it out hanging up. I find it easier to bone hanging up because I use the weight of the chuck, then pull it apart. Yeah. Pushing the knife flat on the bone, underneath. So I get to the end of those ribs, I come under. So I clean that out. Now, using the heel of the knife all the way down the inside of the chuck. Now I follow the next pieces out. If you don't get all the chunks of bone as you bone it out the bench. which you've then got to trim off anyway. A nice meaty bone, and you want some meat on there, or just knife it under the vertebrae. And so now when you're trimming that out on the bench, you've actually got some meat to hold on to when you dig it out of the bone. Now what we do is we're going to take the ribs off and trim it up, ready to go just in the fridge to hang for a couple of weeks to do dry aging. Now, one thing you never do on a bandsaw is you never use the mesh glove. You always take the mesh glove off. The bandsaw catches that, and pull your finger in. Now lift in a way that you've got complete control over the meat. Remove these, put them in the bin. They're man killers. They'll trip you over as you're going past. Don't turn the bandsaw on until you have the meat steady, right? And you're set for where you're going to cut. Put your hand. Release the bandsaw. There, get up to speed. And when you're using the bandsaw, don't push it so fast. Just let the saw do the cutting. Like so. Alright, put that in the bin. Now, again, line it up. There's a line in the bandsaw there. Now I want the ribs. So I want the length of my ribs to be at least a hand's width at both ends past the eye. So that's the mark that I'm aiming for. So I line that mark up at the front of the bandsaw, and then I have my mark at the back of the bandsaw, which is over the crevice. Again, the meat is stable on the bandsaw, so when I push, it comes away. Always move that, come around the side to move that. And that will be our rib eye in another 3 or 4 weeks.